And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Today, we are doing our new moon in Taurus yoga practice during the AM, which I typically don't do for new moons, but today we are, because I happen to have a ballet performance tonight. But this is a huge new moon, and it's a specific one for financial prosperity and abundance in terms of manifestation. So with that in mind, if you would like to collect any crystals that you would typically use when you are manifesting around financial abundance, I would encourage you to pick those up. As far as candles, of course, for me, that's always going to be green when it comes to Taurus and also for financial things. But certainly also feel free to maybe grab a gold candle, but absolutely that's appropriate. The crystal that I'm working with actually comes from Athena Paracus, so from the sage goddess realm. And this one was custom made for a Taurus new moon several years ago now. And I believe it's made out of golden quartz, green aventurine, and I believe that is yellow fluorite, I believe. But anyway, magnificent stone for manifesting financial abundance. So that's what I'm going to be practicing with today. Soundtrack I'm using is also earth-based, with using indigenous music. And I'm also following a very specific practice tonight that actually started yesterday. It is a 3-seed practice. The first seed being radical honesty about your financial situation and doing a financial audit. So that is creating intellectual clarity around your finances. The second one is the actual somatic release, which some people might choose to journal. Other people might choose to go for a run. We're doing our practice today for that particular thing. And then the third seed, which is literally planting, is the actual physical manifestation. And so the 3 intentions that I wrote out last night around financial intentions that I want to look at specifically for this next lunar cycle, relative to what I found from doing my financial audit, I've actually got them written down here on a piece of paper, and I'm going to plant these at 1 o'clock this afternoon my time, which is when the new moon actually moves into place. And I'm just going to plant them with some corn, which will eventually go into my 3 Sisters garden later on this year. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this energy. And typically, if you have done morning yoga classes with me, you probably experience more of the Ashtanga feel of things, so more power yoga. That's typically more what I would do, would be more of a yang style in the AM. But again, honoring the new moon, so we're going to keep it with a moon theme. I will be doing Chandra Namaskar, as I typically do during our new moon practices. And I will also be doing some other work around grounding and releasing. That specifically needs to happen for the new moon. I just want to check my audio here real quick. Oh, looks like audio is working, yes? Okay, just double check that. This mouse is not my friend. Okay, good. All right. So gathering your crystals, gathering anything that you need that you don't already have for practice. And then when you're ready, join me at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Deep, easy breaths. Feel free to close your eyes or soft focus your eyes. As we inhale, let's draw the shoulders up towards our ears, and as we exhale, slide the shoulder blades down and back, as if you were placing those shoulder blades into your back pockets. Feeling our fingertips reach wide and downward towards the earth. Making any adjustments makes the pose feel more comfortable in your body. Taking some time now to ground into the pose, feeling the outside edges of our feet, the pinky toe. Arch to the heel. Feel the toes gently press into the mat. Feel the pressure of the big toe, creating a nice seal, secure grounding. Another deep breath, inhale, draw the shoulders up once again, and as we exhale, releasing them down and back, crown of the head drawing towards the sky. Inhaling and exhaling. This time as we inhale, draw the arms up and overhead. And as we exhale, releasing them down. Feeling the fingertips reaching away from center. Inhale. And exhale. Feel free to allow the head to move gently with the flow of the arms. And exhale. This time as we continue that movement, starting to move more through the spine. As we inhale, drawing up into a back bend. And then as we exhale, hands come to our thighs and we round the back. Inhale. And exhale. So just a gentle back bend with soft knees. Inhaling. Back bending. And then exhaling, rounding through the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time, inhale to standing. Exhale, releasing the arms down. Now this time, inhale, both arms up. And as we exhale, twist and gaze over your back shoulder. Inhale. And as we exhale, gazing over the other shoulder. Just moving that twist gently with the breath. Deep, easy breaths. Only taking that twist where it's comfortable in your body. Allow the head and neck to move in the same direction of the twist. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhaling back to center. And exhaling the arms down. Reaching towards the ground. 3 easy breaths here. Inhale. And exhaling. Good. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. One more deep breath, inhale. And exhaling. Good. Now this time, inhale one arm up to the sky, opening through the side body. And then exhaling, releasing down, switching sides. Inhale. Reaching through the side. And exhaling. Just letting that flow. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And exhale. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. And this time as we exhale, soft knees, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale as we flatten our back, gazing up at you. Exhaling and releasing down. Inhale, circle sweep to standing. And exhale to chair pose. Good, inhale. Exhaling as we swan dive. Inhale into monkey pose. Exhaling, releasing down. Inhale, circle sweep to standing. And exhale, chair pose. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, gazing up, monkey. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, circle sweep to standing. Exhale, chair pose. Good. Inhaling up. And this time exhale, swan dive down. Inhale into monkey. And exhaling down. Hands down to the mat. We step back with first the left foot, your left foot. And just let the gaze be downward. The crown of the head reaches forward as we open through the hip. Inhaling. And exhaling. Take another deep breath. Inhale. And exhaling. One more breath, inhale. And as we exhale, step forward into forward fold. Soft knees. Inhale, circle sweep to standing. Exhale, chair pose. Inhaling up. Exhale as we swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gazing up, monkey pose. And then exhale, releasing down. This time stepping back with your right foot. Once again, moving into that lunge. Making sure that front knee is staying on your ankle. You can look at me, or you can keep your gaze downward. Inhale. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhaling. One more breath, inhaling. And as we exhale, stepping forward once again, forward fold. As we inhale, circle sweep to standing. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale as we swan dive. Inhale, gazing up, monkey. Exhale and releasing down. Hands down towards the mat. This time, step back first with one foot, and then the other. Softening the knees to the mat. We exhale and draw back and down into extended child's pose. As we inhale, we draw forward into a modified plank. Exhale, softening the elbows as we lower to the mat. Inhale as we lift our chest into a modified cobra. And then exhale back into extended child's pose. Inhaling, drawing forward. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, lifting up to a modified cobra. Exhale and extended child's pose. Inhale. And exhale, releasing down. Inhaling as we lift up to cobra. And then exhaling down. Extended child's pose. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Soft knees, staying right here in extended child's pose. Pressing our fingertips into the mat. Releasing the shoulders down and back into their sockets. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale as we draw forward towards our hands. Exhale as we curl our toes under and walk our feet in a downward facing dog. Deep breaths, pressing through one heel and the other heel. Nice, deep, easy breaths. Taking your time. Releasing the head and neck. Allow your ears to reach between the arms. Gently pressing the heels towards the earth. If they don't touch, that's fine. Just means maybe you have a little resistance, a little tightness. And the softening is walk your feet forward until you find yourself once again in forward fold. Inhale as you circle sweep up to standing. And then exhale down, finding mountain pose again. Inhale. And exhale. Any adjustments you need to find that stable base, that stable place. Back home. Inhaling the arms up. Palms meet in prayer. We use them to trace the line of the body as we exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This time, let's just hold them at heart center. Just take a moment to gently observe the beating of your heart. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. That's going to be harder. Or open your eyes and find a focal point, somewhere to fix your gaze. Once you have your gaze fixed on your focal point, shift your weight into your right leg. For a little more support, you can open your to the sides. You can use a little kickstand. If you like, you can get a little higher and find a tree pose. Exhale. Exhale. Lift out of your hip sockets. And again, there's no need for your leg to be as high as mine. You can be on the floor. You can be on your calf muscle, above or below your knee. The idea is to press your thigh into your foot, and your foot into your thigh. Please breathe. And one more breath, inhale. As we exhale, release the arms. And staying with the feet together or taking them a comfortable distance apart, finding mountain pose again. Inhale. Exhale as we trace the line. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Just allowing the arms to come to rest at heart center. You can stay here, or if it's easier for you, the arms to the side. This time shift your weight to the other leg. And now, as we shift our weight, you can stay lower on the leg, maybe higher, or you may bring it all the way up. Just finding which ones pressing the thigh into the foot, the foot into the thigh, or wherever the contact point may be. Calmness of a tree, grounding there, feeling your roots connected. Inhale and exhale. Another deep breath, inhale and exhale. One more breath, inhale. And as we exhale, releasing the foot, releasing the arms. Would you like a moment again? Resting here. Feel free to grab a drink of water. If you like, you can turn your mat so that the long orientation is facing towards me. When you're ready, finding mountain pose once again. In the center of your mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale the arms up. As we exhale, leaning on the side. Inhale. And exhale. Feel the lengthening of our side bodies as we inhale. And exhale. Now one more breath, inhale. Exhale as we transition, opening our stance and dropping into God's nose. Inhale. And exhaling. Chest is lifted. Knees are open. Drop as deep as feels comfortable in your body. Inhale. And exhaling. Now one more breath, inhaling. And exhaling. This time as we inhale, we straighten the legs, turning the front foot, extending the arms. And then as we exhale, looking out of our hip and dropping into triangle pose. Breathe easy. Inhale. And exhale. Just taking the pose where it's comfortable for you. Inhale. And exhale. Another deep breath, inhale. And as we exhale, soften the front knee, releasing as we pivot the back foot. Draw it slightly. Exhale, releasing to pyramid pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Another deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Now inhale as we soften the front knee, drop into that back knee, releasing through the leg, Inhale. Exhale as we back bend, open the chest to a high lunge or half crescent pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And as we exhale, releasing forward. Drawing up to the knee as you pivot towards me. Exhale and dropping in to a low side lunge. Inhale. And exhale. Feeling opening through the inner thigh. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now inhale as we lift the weight over, and as we exhale, shifting over to the other side, finding our low lunge on this side. And I do it a little different on this side because I am taking care of this particular movement. Inhale. And exhaling. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. This time as we inhale, we pivot towards that knee, dropping to the back knee. And then as we exhale, try not to find your balance. And find that half. Crescent moon, half moon, pelvis. High lunge on the other side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath, inhale. And as we exhale, releasing down. Inhaling as we start to prepare that back foot, drawing it in. And as we exhale, softening through the front of the body and moving into pyramid pose on this side. Inhale. And exhale. Just allow yourself to surrender. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale as we soften the knees, pivot towards me. Just find pyramid pose on the other side. Excuse me, triangle pose, not pyramid, we just did pyramid. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. Moving through, just finding where that arm is in space. Make your triangle. Inhale. And exhale. Soften the inhale as we draw up. And then as we exhale, we're dropping into God's nose. Inhale. And exhaling. Again, inhaling. And exhaling. Breath, inhale. Exhale as we stand back up tall. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale as we finish the cycle. Moving through our side bodies. Inhale. And exhale. And a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, come back to center. Exhale, the arms down. Releasing off those. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now if your mat is not already positioned close to a wall, I'd like you to go ahead and just take your mat, just position it so that the edge, short edge of the mat is positioned against a wall. And preferably one that runs the full length. I'm making do with what I have. When you're ready, you're going to take it down to the floor. And I'd like you just to take your hip crease, put it directly against your wall. And then from there, just draw yourself up. And allow your legs to head up the wall. Right here. So as much as possible, you want to scooch your bottom in so that it's right at that point where the wall and the floor meet. once you're there, allow your arms to open. Just let your chest relax. Take this breath here. Inhale. So while we might use the wall, doing handstands or that kind of preparation, the wall is really a very useful prop that you can use to help guide you and assist you in your yoga practice. So this entire series can be done against the wall. It can be done towards the end of practice typically. Just relax and breathe. You just kind of soften your knees. Just gently press your feet into the wall. Just lift your hips into this sort of a bridge shoulder stand position. Just breathe easy right here. Again, let the neck be long. Make sure you're resting on your shoulder blades and not your neck. Take a deep breath, inhale. And then as we exhale, let's go again and release the hips down and settle in a little closer to it. Feeling the chest open, back to the shoulders, against the neck. Inhale and exhale. Take another deep breath, inhale. And exhale. This time inhale. And as we exhale, take the leg that is closest from me and drop it towards the floor. As much as possible, try to keep your other hip on the floor if you can. And if you can't, then let that outside leg not be open quite as much. It's better to be able to keep both hips down than to try to force a hip open. Just allow the leg to relax to where it wants to go. Open through your hips. Don't worry, you have the opportunity to twist in a second. Deep, easy breaths. Inhale. And as we exhale, allow the foot to drop to the floor and allow the top foot to join it as we move into this big twist position. Gazing towards me in the opposite direction of your feet. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. One more breath, inhale. And this time as we exhale, let's take that top leg back up where it was. And now we're just going to make an adjustment. So the other foot comes up, and we're going to just open into a straddle. So yours will be right against the wall. Mine doesn't have a wall there at the moment. So just allow the legs to drop open into the straddle split position. Allow your back to be relaxed, shoulder blades relaxed. Feel the backs of your hands just gently pressing into the floor, into the mat. Allow gravity to just gently drop the legs open. Or if you want a little extra sensation, you can go ahead and add a little sensation. With a little assist above your knees, please, not right on the knee joint. Inhale. And exhale. Deep easy breaths. And exhale. Let's take one more deep breath here. And then as we exhale, let's take the leg that's farthest from me, draw that up the wall. And keeping the hip down, allow the other leg to open to where it opens comfortably. But again, not sacrificing this hip movement, keeping the extended leg's hip against the floor. Yeah, so I'm fairly flexible through this part of my body, so I can drop that all the way open. But if this is where you need to be, keep the hip down, that's totally fine. The wall does work as a prop to help you get a little more open through your hips as well. And again, you may have noticed that my top leg actually shifted open a bit to counterbalance. So you can adjust that if that happened to you as well, or you can not adjust it, whatever your preference is. Inhale. And exhale. Take one more deep breath, inhale. And this time as we exhale, let's have that top leg join the bottom leg to this big twist on the other side. And this time look away from it. Opposite direction of your legs. Inhale. And exhale. Easy breaths. Let's take one more deep breath, inhale. And then as we exhale, just gently turn so that you're facing towards me. Soften your knees. And let's gently press up into a seated position. Just allow yourself to get comfortable. Find your candle. Let's go ahead and light your candle. And as we release to the earth, set our intentions to the earth. Again, I already have my 3 written down on this piece of paper. At 1 o'clock, I will be planting them with these seeds as the material manifestation of my 3 seed ritual that I started last night. But for now, we, as our Fit Mind Body community, are going to set our collective intention. So once again, I have the Rebel Soul deck, Oracle deck. I'm going to pull a card for us to give us a topic for our meditation. I'm in a very comfortable position. There we go. So our topic, our card, Oracle card today is become. So what are we becoming in this next lunar cycle? Let's take a moment to meditate on that. Setting there a candle as your drishti, infusing spot. Relaxing shoulders down and back. Taking a mudra of your choice if you like. Setting a soft focus gaze on the candle. The mantra is become. what? Become how. Become when. Become why. It's my honor and my privilege to guide our practice on this Taurus new moon. It might be painful given where our bone is positioned, given Mars and Chiron's positions. But take good care of yourself. And I hope this brief practice this morning allowed you the somatic release that you needed. Namaste.